Going on YouTube? My name is Lucas. Today, I am going to discuss how to get your children onto the road of investments, how to get their interest into investing. Also, when is the right time to start them on this path? Stay tuned right after this. We were all growing up, at some point you had a piggy bank. And with that piggy bank, you would try to put as much as you could in there. Specifically, it was change. Every once in a while you would get dollar bills. Maybe you'd get lucky and get a $5 bill, but you were trying to fill that piggy bank up. Very hard to not have children spend money on intrinsic items. Think about all the stuff that you would want to spend that money that was in that piggy bank on. Whether it's action figures, cars, Barbies, ice cream, all the different things that you could purchase with that piggy bank money. I definitely know that was me. I know I was constantly going to the piggy bank to get money. My grandfather even called me Chief Burning Pockets because I would just spend any time I would get the opportunity. So where I'm going with this is, and how I decided to do this video, is that I have a 10-month-old son, and I started thinking how I can start getting him in the right direction. Obviously he's young enough to not understand, but I wanted to get him on the right path and as soon as possible. So this video is going to be directed towards that, how I can start a child that early on into investments. First thing that came to my mind with this was wants versus needs, and that's something that I'm going to be able to teach early on, not at 10 months. But once he starts getting to that age, I'm going to be able to teach him, hey, is this a want or is this a need? And I think that's very important, especially when you're starting into investing. You're starting to understand, is that a want or a need? Now that I'm older, I understand that a lot of wants are not needs. When I was probably early on in age, everything was a want, and I considered everything a need. A new bike, that wasn't a need, that was definitely a want, but I saw it as a need. I needed the newest best thing because I wanted to keep up with my friends. One way to demonstrate investing early on is to show them how to save, and be smart with saving. I understand that children need to be children, and I'm definitely going to allow my son to grow up and get those things that he wants, whether it's an action figure at the store or the newest car. He's going to be able to buy those things, but I'm also going to show him the importance of saving. So anytime he gets money from a birthday, or anytime he gets money from a holiday, or anything of that nature, we talked about dividing that up into half, or maybe 75% goes to him and then a quarter goes into savings. That way he's always getting the ability to get those items that he wants to be a kid, but then he's also still giving the opportunity to save money. He continues to get older, I'm going to start to slowly introduce those terms like stocks, bonds, stock market, things like that, and slowly introduce him to those terms. And then the next thing I'm going to do is have him to pick stocks out that are relative to things he enjoys, things that he likes, whether it's, just for example, Caterpillar. He likes big trucks, dump trucks, things like that. Or he's really into trains, so I might start looking to like Santa Fe or KC Southern or stuff like that, and really get him into that type of thing and showing him that he can own those companies by investing into their stock. I know one thing that really started piquing my interest when it came to stocks was when you take good decisions and put those into stocks that are going to give you decent returns, and you see those returns, that really just drew me in. And so I'm hoping I can present those same things. So what I'm going to present to him is risk versus reward. And obviously the greater risk, the greater reward. And this can be used for life. If you're willing to take big risk in life, there's a chance that you're going to have a big reward, but that's not always the case. So I think I can hand in hand teach not only stocks, but things in life with risk versus reward. So because my passion for sports, the next opportunity I'm going to use is obviously winning versus losing. And obviously to be a great winner, you have to experience some losses. And those times where you're right on the cusp of winning and you may take an L, that's when it hurts the most. And that's how you become a winner, is by experiencing those losses, because you don't like how that feels. You do not enjoy losing at all. And that's how you become a winner. You become a great competitor and you just move forward. So now that you've built the foundation when it comes to investing, which is very important, obviously, you've created a very basic foundation. You give them the terms that they need to know. You've explained to them wins versus losses, risk versus reward. Those are very, very important things. Now it's time to give them the tools to start investing. And that's very key. So stay tuned for these next 2 items. The first thing you can do is open a brokerage account. And if they are not earning a taxable wage, it would be called a Gifts to Minors Act. You would open a custodial brokerage account, and once your child reaches the age of 18 or 21, depending on the state laws, they then would take the reign of that account. During this time, you are co-purchasing stocks and giving them an education on everything related to the market. The second step is to open a 529 plan. The 529 I will be discussing is the college savings plan. This works very similar to a Roth IRA by investing your post-tax dollars into mutual funds or similar securities. How this works for me is that I have money withdrawn from my paycheck at work, and it goes into my son's college 529. This in itself could be its own video, because there's so much that goes into the college 529 plan. Also, this will help your child attend college, which is very important. In the scheme of things, we are just trying to prepare our children for the future. And that's what it's all about, is making them turn out to be better than we did. And be more successful than we did. Be more prepared for retirement than we did. And that's my goal, is to allow my son to be able to be one step ahead of where I was at. I know I started into the game a little later than I probably should have, but I'm doing the best I can to catch up. I don't want that for him. I want him to be ahead and be successful and not rely on, am I putting enough into my 401k? Am I doing this properly? Do I have enough money for college if I want to attend a college? I don't want him to take out student loans, because I understand how negative student loans are. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope it was beneficial to you. And as always, if you liked the video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if this is the content that you guys like, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep the content flowing. As always, guys, have a good day.